In order to describe probabilities mathematically, we're going to use some new notation. First of all, we can let letters stand for events. Here, in my example, I let the letter E stand for the event tossing a coin and getting tails. We can also write the probability of event E occurring by putting E inside parentheses and putting a P in front. That is read the probability of event E occurring. And this probability will always be between 0 and 1. It could include 0 or 1. Now, subjective probabilities don't have a formula. A person just makes them up to the best of their ability. But empirical probabilities do. The formula for calculating an empirical probability involves past data. So you have to keep track of how many times you performed the experiment. That's N. And you have to keep track of how many times the experiment was a success. F will stand for that. And we'll just divide F by N to get the probability of the event E. But remember, it is an empirical probability based on the past, which doesn't necessarily predict what will happen in the future. So here's an example. If I were to toss a fair coin 100 times, then that would be an N of 100 because the experiment was performed 100 times. If 52 of the times the coin lands on heads, then I'm going to let heads be a success, and I'll let the frequency of success be 52. We now want to divide those two things, F divided by N, to get the empirical probability. It'll be 52 over 100. And it's fine to leave it like that. That's not wrong. 52 over 100 in fraction form is the probability. We could also put it into decimal form. If we divide those on a calculator, we'll get 0.52, which is close to 50%, but it wasn't exact. And that's okay. That's actually common and expected in many cases. So what does it mean for an empirical probability of an event to be equal to 1? So what that means is that since probabilities are calculated on past outcomes, an empirical probability of 1 means the event A always occurred in every trial that was conducted. So event A always occurred. But keep in mind that that does not mean that event A will always occur in the future, because it's empirical data that this is based on. So, oppositely, what does it mean for an empirical probability of an event to be equal to 0? Let's say the probability of event B is 0. Well, an empirical probability of 0 means that event B had never occurred in any trial that was conducted in the past. But note that that does not mean event B could never happen in the future. Later, we'll look at how those descriptions are a little different when it comes to describing theoretical probabilities in a future video. All right, I have one more example here. A die is rolled 24 times. Talking about a six-sided die here. That would be one which has a cube shape. And on each face of the cube, there's a different number of dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now let's say that of those 24 times that it was rolled, 5 of the trials ended up with a 3 be in the face that showed on the die. Can you use that past data to find the empirical probability of rolling a 3? So what we want to do is we want to look at the frequency of occurrence and divide by the number of trials. So here, the frequency of occurrence is not actually the 3. The 3 is just the face that happened to be designated as a success here. We want to put down the frequency, which is the number of times that the 3 came up. So for this problem, we're actually looking for 5 out of 24. And that would be the empirical probability of rolling a 3. In a future video, we'll actually calculate the theoretical probability of rolling a 3, which is somewhat close to 5 out of 24, but it's not exact. Not exactly the same. So let's get the decimal equivalent of that. It's 0.208. I'm rounding here. And later we can check it against the theoretical probability and see how similar they are.